Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Monday, January 9th, 2012 is sponsored by RealTick. Alright, let's get into the mix today. The markets are trending neutral to higher here if we zoom in a little bit. This is the current intraday chart of the SPY, which mirrors the S&P 500. And as you can clearly see, we've had a little bit of volatility early in the day on extremely light volume. And ever since lunchtime really began, right around the 11 o'clock, 11:30 time frame, the markets have just been in float mode. And this is what you expect when you have volume like this. Overall, the SPY has done 66.5 million. That is far below normal. In fact, this could be one of the lighter trading days of this year so far, even rivaling the day after New Year's when we got back to work here, or the following, couple days after that. Unbelievably light here today. Now, again, overall, you have to look at the charts and just notice the trend line up here. This is where you're probably headed over the course of the rest of the day if the markets continue to float up, and that's at 128.35 to 128.40 on the SPY. That's the pivot high from last Tuesday, which was the first trading day of the year. Markets again are up 33 cents on the SPY. Dow is up 29 points. Nasdaq is up 6. S&P's up about 3. So again, it's a light volume, neutral to upside float today on, again, as I said before, excessive light action. Now, let's take a look at some plays out there, because there have been some good plays. First off, we have to take a look at SMSI, which I'd given to the Research Center last week. In fact, the first trading day of the new year, I gave it out as a play based on the January effect. And again, the January effect is a key way to utilize upside on beaten down plays as tax loss selling comes to an end at the end of 2011. Some of the beaten down plays, and if I zoom out on this chart, look at how beaten down this was, from $17 all the way down to about $1. I gave this out last Tuesday, less than a week ago, at $1.17. It hit $1.65 today. That's triggering the first target for a 40% gain. So again, while the markets are quiet at InTheMoneyStocks.com, members are still pocketing great profits. Okay? Now, there are some other plays out there which we want to talk about here. Let's first go to JP Morgan. JP Morgan is flat on the day. Looks to me like a little bit of consolidation off of the up move from last week, and it's probably getting ready to make one final push to the 200 moving average. This pivot right here is going to be what you're looking at. And again, let me just erase that line. We'll get the proper line in there. But again, here, take that trend line, draw it straight across, and look at what you get. So the pivot top, going back to October here, October 27th, is the exact 200 moving average as well. That's got to be where this chart is going to head. That'll probably be right around where the market tops out as well. I've still had, ever since the start of the year, I had a neutral to upside bias. I'm continuing to have that. That's been dead on for the markets overall as we floated neutral to higher. All right. Taking a look at a couple other charts, Goldman Sachs remains up about $1.30 on the day. That's the daily chart. We'll flip to the intraday. You can see the intraday's hanging in there. You had a nice push up initially, then a pullback, and then kind of a neutral to upside float mirroring the S&P 500. And again, there are some other plays out there that I want to mention. Apple Computer hitting a new all-time high today, trading up to $427.75. This is, again, if you go to your daily chart, a double top. Look at this double top right here. A beautiful double top pierce, and it's actually had a decent pullback after piercing that double top. You're getting some sellers to come out of the woodwork and sell into that. So Apple Computer, again, up on the day but off the highs after hitting a new all-time 52-week high. Amazon is weak today. It burst through the 20 moving average. Now it's starting its consolidation mode. You need a little bit of consolidation before it can look for some more upside, maybe another day or two of sideways or slightly lower action. Let's take a look at the USO. The USO had a great bounce back today, guys. One thing to note here on the USO, if you take this trend line, which was the breakout trend line, and extend it down, you pierced that level earlier here. You can see right here. Connect the highs. You came down, you pierced it, and it's staying above. As long as it stays above, the USO is still in breakout territory, in my opinion, and you could still expect it to go higher. So again, the USO only down 24 cents. They brought it back off the lows. Really a pretty impressive move off of those lows and recapturing the key breakout trend line, staying above that. All right. And again, that level is a key level to watch in terms of knowing if this trend line holds or not in terms of further upside. All right. Let's take a look at a couple other things out there. How's gold doing today on the GLD? Down 50 cents, 50-cent little pullback. Not surprising to see continued pullback. We talked about this to the Research Center members. And by the way, folks, if you want to step up your game, if you want to profit on every single market move, if you want to get the alerts on key breakout stocks, if you want to get proprietary analysis on the markets, what you can use on anything out there, whether you're trading Forex, or commodities, or currencies, or anything. I mean, you name it, you're trading anything, you can use this proprietary analysis and it will make you into a winning trader, right? 80 to 90% winning success rate if you use the methodology correctly. That's the beauty of it, folks, all right? Now, bottom line is, how do you get involved? Come to inthemoneystocks.com and take the 7-day free trial to the Research Center, 7-day free trial to the Intraday Stock Chat. Get involved, learn it. It's a free trial, no harm done. You cancel before the end of your subscription, you're not charged. That's simple. All right, and again, come to inthemoneystocks.com and sign up for that and start learning these methods, start profiting with the pros, become one of the elite. All right, in any case, notice again how the gold trade, the GLD, rallied all the way up to the 200 moving average. In addition, you had this little bit of a gap fill right here. Gap fill 200 moving average right there. Stock or the ETF here in this case is going to pull back. SLV today is up. Now, not surprising to see the SLV up. I talked to my members over the weekend about bullish consolidation. Notice the up move, sideways bullish consolidation underneath the 20 moving average. At some point, this silver chart is going to break out higher. Most likely, this is your short-term target. Maybe in the next week or two, this is where you're headed, which is right around $30 on the SLV. All right, going over a couple other charts. ExxonMobil today up 29 cents, hanging in there a little bit. Not having a big move, but considering oil is neutral to lower, that's actually a pretty solid day. The decent bullish consolidation here on an intraday basis of ExxonMobil to keep an eye on. Chevron CVX, let's take a look at the Chevron chart. Chevron's having actually a pretty solid day. A little bit of a pullback in this candle, but still up 99 cents on the day. That's a very, very solid move across the board. All right, let me just go back to the SPY. We'll take one last look at an intraday chart of the SPY, which again is in float mode. This was a great level right here, a good scalping level on the SPY right at this key trend line here. And again, if we zoom out a little bit, you can see that trend line right there and right there, and the 200 moving average. That was the low of the day. We keep on picking the lows of the day. In fact, I gave the low of the day on Friday morning, and we also talked about the low of the day here on Thursday. So we've been nailing the lows of the day every single day based on the proprietary analysis that tells us this level is a master level, this area right here is a master level, and so is this, as well as this. So you can see how the pivot lows are just nailing on the charts here beautifully. All right, enough said, guys. Come to inthemoneystocks.com. Join the Research Center 7-day free trial. Join the chat room 7-day free trial. Step your game up. Stop getting whipsawed by the big boys out there. Stop listening to the Wall Street hype on CNBC. Step your game up and profit with the pros. Take care.